5 TV shows that were in your South African childhood. This list is not based on your favorite show while you were growing up. We're not that considerate. But this list is based on shows that you watched when you were youngin'. Unfortunately, if you're over the age of 35, you were probably a teenager when some of these shows were playing and felt you were too cool to watch these even though you owned a pair of, corduroy trousers. Again, these are shows that you were forced to watch, or whether your circumstances forced you to watch these shows. Like me, who didn't have DSTV until I started growing body hair. Then again, I'm Bulelo Toto from the Goose Corner, and this is a list of 5 TV shows that were in your childhood. Number 5, My Wife and Kids. Before Damon Wayans Sr. had that misinterpreted rant on The Breakfast Club, he really got to be a well-known star as the character Michael Kyle, who was the head of the family. My Wife and Kids played on Fridays on SABC1 during the 30 minutes of comedy every Friday. The comedy series was based on the day-to-day situations of the Kyle family, which used humor to teach us great moral values such as how to handle teenage pregnancy, peer pressure, drugs, alcohol, and bullying. This show didn't focus on the negative of those. It also showed us how you can accomplish great things, like Junior, played by George II, who was portrayed as the family's dumbass. Pardon my French though. Got accepted into college. And you had Franklin Aloysius Mumford, who was played by Noah Gray KB, who was the show's child genius, who showed you that anything is possible if you had a passion for it. The show also had great performances by Tisha Campbell Martin, who played the mother, Jay, Jennifer Freeman, who played the role of Claire, and the young Parker McKenna Posey, who played Katie. The show was not just comedic gold, but also had superstar cameos from superstars such as Shaquille O'Neal, Megan Good, Gary Coleman, and MC Lyte. Number 4, SpongeBob SquarePants. This show, which is not the only cartoon to land on this list, is only here because it was one of my favorites as a child. And yes, that's right, we're biased on this channel. SpongeBob SquarePants would grace South African television on some occasion on SABC, and had been a mainstay on Nickelodeon since its pitch in 1997. SpongeBob SquarePants is an American animated television series created by marine biologist and animator Stefan Hillenburg for Nickelodeon. The series chronicles the adventures and endeavors of SpongeBob SquarePants and his various friends in the fictional underwater city of Bikini Bottom. This cartoon had many hidden gems within it. Not only did it have ridiculous storylines in it, such as a sponge cooking burgers and a squid serving those made burgers to fish, and a crab being a father of a massive whale, and a plankton being married with a robot, but it also treated its audience as adults who actually have a brain. Watch an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants and see how many jokes you missed as a child. Not just because they were inappropriate, but you just needed some sort of education to understand the joke. Number 3, Generations. Mfundi Vundla's masterpiece has been gracing South African TV screens for over 2 decades, making its debut on SABC1 on the 4th of February in 1994 and has been playing every weekday at 8 p.m. By that opening alone, surely this is one of the best soapies to come out of South Africa. It had captivating storylines that everyone, young and old, could follow, and had characters that captivated us such as Karabo Moroka, played by Connie Ferguson, Jack Mabaso, played by Vusikunene, Kenneth Mashaba, played by gospel musician Seputla Sebuhodi, and Ungamla himself, Sibusiso Dlomo, played by Menzo Ngubane. One thing that Generations doesn't get credit for is creating the same character and story backdrop that other drama series across the country have ended up using. Let me break it down for you. The main characters come from rich families and have dark secrets behind them and are willing to do anything to maintain their wealth. Then there are those characters who find themselves in the middle, who work for these rich families, and someone there ends up sleeping with the child of their boss. And lastly, we have the secondary characters, who are used to make the story stronger and longer. They have no direct contact with the main characters, but are related to those in the middle, and they are usually living ekasi or in villages. If this list was based on shows that affect our adulthood, Generations would be placed much higher on this list. Number 2, Dragon Ball Z. Coming on to our second spot is another animation that we loved to watch in our childhood. To make things clear before we go into this, there are different types or series of the Dragon Ball series, but Dragon Ball Z was the best, and so we will focus on that. So others such as GT, Super, and Dragon Ball won't really matter. Dragon Ball Z is a Japanese anime created by Akira Toriyama that played on SABC2. Thank you, SABC2. It played during Tube's prime time slot, which was 5 p.m, and had children all over South Africa take a break from whatever it is they were doing to just watch Goku and his friends search for balls. Dragon Balls that is. It had us hooked with their creative storylines and villains that kept attacking Earth, and each villain allowing the main heroes to unlock their ability to reach a Super Saiyan level, such as Goku when he faced Frieza, my favorite character in the show, Prince Vegeta, when he faced the androids, and Gohan when he went up against Cell. It also had characters that were just there for comedic relief, such as Master Roshi, who had an uncanny like for the opposite sex, Hercule, and Krillin, who ended up wishing that his robot girlfriend could be human so that he could plant his seed inside of her and have a happy family. The filler characters who weren't there for comedic relief were also badass characters as well, such as Piccolo, who basically raised Goku's son while he was training in heaven, and Trunks and Gohan, who were the only children to reach Super Saiyan level and made their dads look weak by reaching the level that they almost died to reach as adults while they were still in primary school. And coming on to the top of our list, number 1, WWE. Firstly, if you're over the age of 30, we're not going to speak about the WWF because it was just a bunch of roided up sweaty men jumping on top of each other. Just like Dragon Ball Z, everybody watched WWE. It was on ETV every Wednesday for SmackDown, Saturday for Nitro, Velocity, ECW, and NXT, and every Sunday for Monday Night Raw. Every Sunday for Monday Night Raw. Let that sink in. Every Sunday we were watching Monday Night Raw. The difference here is, you could watch this with your family. Everyone would be hooked into the storyline, which really seemed ridiculous to you now. Imagine walking into your office, seeing your boss, and telling him to kiss your ass and crack open a 440 after giving his wife a poorly executed Stone Cold Stunner. That's what Stone Cold Steve Austin did. There was even a dude who got buried alive 3 times and still came back to have the longest WrestleMania streak. And he was also half dead, by the way, and he tried to kill his younger brother in a fire that killed both his parents. I don't know why they didn't just make a movie about Kane and The Undertaker. While sticking on the unbelievable and crazy antics, Edge and Lita had sex right there, in the middle of the ring, in front of millions of people across the world. There were other characters which made our childhoods better, such as Shawn Michaels and Triple H, who brought back D-Generation X, Batista, who gave Ikasis all around South Africa a great dance move, Chris Jericho, who gave us a move that our older siblings would use on us if we told on them. How do people even survive the walls of Jericho? Vince McMahon even gave us extreme dudes such as CM Punk, Jeff Hardy, Sabu, and damn it, Mick Foley almost died twice in one match. The list of memorable moments are endless, such as John Cena being the doctor of thugonomics and The Rock not caring about anything that you say while he raises one eyebrow. And they even started to respect women now. There are no more bra and panty matches or mud fights in kiddie pools, but actual 3-star matches with proper storylines. Big ups to WWE. ETV should have never let this show go. They don't even have Third Degree anymore, and I think they even cancelled the Cool Cats. There's really nothing to watch on ETV anymore. And that concludes our list of 5 TV shows that were in your South African childhood. If you know of any more shows that you watched growing up, comment below. And you could even recommend which types of lists you want to see later on in the future. And don't forget to like and share. For more lists like this, subscribe to the channel. I've been Bulelo Toto from the Goose Cat Corner, and I'll see you soon.